Good morning, everyone. All right, here we go. We're going to get started again. So today we are on page 17, Why Diets Don't Work, and we're going to go for 15 minutes. All right, here we go. Over the past few decades, I've worked with thousands of people from every imaginable background and walk of life, from doctors and lawyers to bus drivers and manual laborers. They have all had the exact same opportunity. Some of these people have become millionaires, and many more have gone on to earn a good, solid living. But the majority of them, faced with exactly the same opportunities, have gone nowhere. Why? It's not a matter of luck. It's not timing or fate, not a matter of intelligence or skill or talent either. During these same years, I've gone to the very top with a range of different companies and different product lines, which I knew next to nothing about when I started, and in different countries and different languages, which I did not speak and still don't. And you already know it wasn't my natural gift for sales, which I don't have. The truth is, there's been nothing brilliant about anything I've done. Quite the opposite, in fact. In every case, I've done the exact same thing every time using ridiculously simple strategies made up of ridiculously simple lists of ridiculously simple actions. The strategies I used, none of them invented or devised by me, by the way, are so simple that if you and I sat down together in a room for 20 minutes, I could show you exactly what I did to create 4 different separate multi-million-dollar organizations and teach you how to do the exact same thing in 20 minutes. And chances are it wouldn't work for you. Why not? Because how we do it is not the issue. Because if we don't fundamentally change the way you think, then you'll have rearranged what I said by the time you leave the room. Good morning, Kara. We're on the top of page 18, like the 3rd sentence in. You'll have reinvented it by the time you go to bed that night, and in the morning, you won't even recognize it as the same information. It's the same reason diets don't work, the same reason gym memberships don't magically make you more fit, because a diet without a slight edge, a gym membership without a slight edge, a solid and intelligently designed business plan without a slight edge is a plan without water. People everywhere are clamoring for the formula, the secret, the path to improve their lives. And as I found during my years with TPN, there's more good, solid how-to information available today about all those things than there's ever been before. But that's not how it works. If you're one of the millions looking for cookie cutter answers to the great questions in life, you can call off the search right now. How to do it is not the issue. Let me grab a drink real quick. If how to do it were the answer, it'd be done. It's how you do the house that's most important. If access to the right information were the answer, we'd all be rich, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. And most of us are none of those things. Why not? Because the answer is only the answer. It isn't actually the thing. It isn't applying the answer, living the answer. It's only information. It's not the how-to books. It's not that how-to books are not valuable. They are. In fact, there are some wonderful ones that I'll even recommend to you at the end of this book. It's just that another how-to book is not what you need. It's not what any of us need. We already have enough of those, maybe more than enough, because what you need to transform your life is not more information. Besides, we're all so different, and my how-to may work for me, but may not be the how-to that works for you. As much as we'd love to quantify a precise, specific, paint by the numbers approach to love, life, and happiness, we are out of luck in that department because there is no universal one-size-fits-all method to anything. However, there is a secret ingredient, an ingredient that, once you grasp it, will cause you to find those answers, apply them, live them, and achieve those results you want. A secret ingredient that will allow you to achieve lasting success in any area of your life you choose. The missing ingredient. Time to pull away the curtain and share that secret. Ready? Here it comes. This is it. The secret ingredient is your philosophy. Now, before you react, I'm not talking about some esoteric, intellectual thing here. Some people, not some complex, elaborate, or heady system of ideas. No long list of bullet points you have to remember with clever acronyms you have to memorize. And I'm definitely not talking about some kind of self-hypnosis or about conjuring up the impossible out of thin air through some mystical power of attraction or any other kind of hocus pocus. And most important of all, what I'm talking about is not hard to do. By your philosophy, all I mean is changing the way you think about simple everyday things. Once you do, then you will take the steps you need to take to lead you to the how-tos you need. Let me put it this way. If you don't change how you think about simple everyday things, then no amount of how-tos will get you anywhere or give you any true solutions, because it's not the how-tos, it's not the hows that do it, it's the how you do the hows. The reason diets and self-help courses and weight loss programs and other how-tos don't work for most people is the same reason most how-to books and courses don't work for most people. It isn't that the actions are wrong, it's that the people don't keep doing them. Focus on the actions and the what to do's, and the how to do it is not focusing on the actions. The what to do's and how to do's is not enough, because it's the attitude behind the actions that keep those actions in place. Aha. So all I need is an attitude adjustment. Unfortunately, no, it's not that simple. Here's the problem. You can adjust your attitude by getting inspired, by listening to a great speaker, by reading an inspirational story, or by your best friend giving you a pep talk, by giving yourself a pep talk. Any of those things can get you moving in the right direction. So far, so good. The problem is it won't last. Remember that roller coaster diagram? You may get inspired by that uplifting story or inspirational pep talk, but you can't freeze that feeling or glue the emotions of the moment into place. Emotions change like the wind, and you can't stop them. No one can. They keep moving. That's why they're called emotions and not standstills. You can't dictate how you feel, no matter how much you may tell yourself to feel positive about this how-to step or that how-to step. What if you just don't? Today, you're excited about getting fit. You feel like doing your 20 minutes on the treadmill. Great, but what if tomorrow you just don't feel like doing it? The path to find the path to success, you have to back up one more step. It's the understanding behind the attitudes that are behind the actions. It's the philosophy. That's the missing ingredient, the secret ingredient, the first ingredient. Yes, you have to know the winning how-to actions and you have to possess the winning attitudes. But what generates all that and keeps it all in place is your philosophy. Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold it, and how it affects what you do, how you think about simple everyday things. That's what this book is all about. Then he has this cute little diagram. Your philosophy creates your attitude, your actions, your results, which creates your life. A positive philosophy turns into a positive attitude, which turns into positive actions, which turns into positive results, which turns into a positive lifestyle, a positive life. And a negative philosophy turns into a negative attitude, which turns into a negative action, which turns into negative results, which turn into a negative lifestyle. Life wisdom. You don't have to go to graduate school, learn Greek, or read thick books with extremely long paragraphs by 19th century German authors to change your philosophy. A life philosophy is something so simple, so basic, a 6-year-old child can understand it. Here's an example of a life philosophy. It comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson in his essay on compensation. Do the thing and you shall have power. Profoundly simple and just as powerful. This sort of wisdom you can actually apply in everyday life. Nike said it pretty much the same thing with only fewer words. Just do it. But I like the Emerson version better, and we'll be using it again later on when we talk about applying the slight edge in your life. There are 2 prevalent types of attitudes, entitled and value-driven. The value-driven attitude says, what can I do to help you? An entitled attitude says, what have you done for me lately? An entitled attitude says, pay me more and then I'll work harder. A value-driven attitude says, I'll work harder and then I'll expect you'll pay more. Which of these attitudes is driven by Emerson's philosophy? Do the thing and you'll have power. Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold what you know, and how it affects what you do. You can look at anyone's actions and trace back through the attitudes behind those actions to their source, the philosophy behind the attitudes. Show me what a man does, and I'll show you his philosophy. Here's another example of life philosophy, this one from Thomas J. Watson, the founder of IBM. The formula for success is quite simple. Double your rate of failure. These days, we aren't often taught the key to success is to double our rate of failure. On the contrary, we're taught to avoid failure like the plague. You've probably heard the expression, failure is not an option. Oh, really? Well, here's a reality check. Failure had better be an option, because whether or not you consider it an option, it's going to happen. If you go through life with a philosophy that failure is not an option, then you'll never have any good opportunities to learn. If Babe Ruth had lived by the philosophy that failure is not an option, then you and I would never have heard of him. Why? Because Babe Ruth not only set the world record for home runs, he also led the league in strikeouts. Michael Jordan, considered by many as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, winning 6 NBA titles with the Chicago Bulls, didn't make his high school team as a sophomore because they thought he was too small. The next 2 years, he grew 4 inches, honed his game, and went on to do pretty well. Over the course of his career, Abraham Lincoln had a staggering record of lost elections and public office failures. For the ungainly lawyer from Illinois, failure was not only an option, it was practically his specialty. If it hadn't been, he would never have made it to the White House, and who knows what the United States would look like today, or if there would even be such a thing as the United States. And it's hard to imagine just what our lives would be like today if Thomas Edison had subscribed to the failure is not an option philosophy. In his efforts to find stable filament to make his electric light bulb invention work, he tried out thousands of different versions, and every single one failed. His famous comment, "I have not failed, I've simply discovered 10,000 ways that don't work." Successful people fail their way to the top. Why lottery winners lose. think we're just about to our 15 minutes. I think I'll finish this one and then we'll be done. Why lottery winners lose. Your philosophy is your view of life, something beyond feelings and attitudes. Your philosophy drives your attitudes and feelings, which drive your actions. By and large, people are looking in the wrong places. They are looking for a break, that lucky breakthrough, the amazing quantum leap everyone keeps talking about. I call it philosophy of the craps table and roulette wheel, and I don't believe they'll ever find it there. I've seen an awful lot of remarkable successes and colossal failures up close, and in my experience, neither one happens in quantum leaps or breaks, whether the lucky or unlucky kind. They happen through the slight edge. You've probably heard the stories about lottery winners losing it all. They're not urban legends. They really happen. The depths people fall to after big lottery winnings are heartbreaking and mind-boggling. And it isn't only lottery winners. You've also heard the stories about famous movie stars, recording stars, or star athletes who make incredible fortunes, literally hundreds of millions of dollars, and somehow manage to wind up broken in debt. And when you heard those stories, you probably thought the same thing I did. Man, I don't know how they pulled that off. But if I made that kind of money, I sure wouldn't squander it like that. But let me ask you a tough question. Are you sure about that? Speaking as one who's made it to the top and seen it all evaporate, all I can say is you might be surprised. There's a reason those lottery winners lose it all again. A reason those shining stars plummet to those dark places. They may have had the big breaks, but they didn't grasp the slight edge. Their winnings changed their bank account balance, but it didn't change their philosophy. The purpose of this book is to show you the slight edge philosophy, show you how it works, give you plenty of examples, and show you exactly how to make it a core part of you, of how you see the world and how you live your life every day. Throughout this book, if you look carefully, you'll find dozens of statements that embody this philosophy. Statements like, do the thing and you shall have power. Here are a few more examples that you'll come across in the following pages. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. There's a natural progression to everything in life. Plant, cultivate, harvest. Here's a suggestion that can maximize how much you get out of this book. That will help you not only read it, but also absorb it and apply it in your life. Every time you come to a fundamental statement of philosophy, highlight it, then go back regularly and read through just those highlighted sections, your own personal guide to the slight edge philosophy. All right, we're going to stop right there. Diets actually do work on page 24 is what we'll pick up tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a good morning.